Hey everyone, Pastor Matt from Susquehanna Valley Church coming back to talk with you again about a process to go through when life isn't predictable. Been talking about it from the idea of traditional archery where you get the same process and you repeat it over and over again, doing the same thing each time. Jacob and God have this interaction in Genesis chapter 46 where God walks Jacob through some things that he wants him to know. I'm going to call it a process to do when life is unpredictable. We talked last week how really just picking up the bow, we've got the status reminder where God is still God. He hasn't stopped being God because we don't see what tomorrow looks like. We've got a remember reminder where we look back at the fact that God has done great things in our life again and again, and it doesn't mean that he's going to stop anytime soon. So we've got those two things. I want to introduce the third and fourth ones to you this week. And the first one is, we'll call it a disposition reminder. You can say this is pulling back the bow, where God says to Jacob, do not be afraid. And that's easier said than done. But I think what he's saying to Jacob is that, Jacob, your emotional variance, the ups and downs, they don't bring positive influence. They don't help you out here. And it presents what I call the might as well moment. Well, Jacob, you might as well find a way to enjoy this. You don't know what tomorrow's going to be. It's going to be an adventure that you're not sure about. You might as well find a way to make the best of it. You might as well sigh, take a deep breath, and let go of some of the anxiety and the stress that you're wrestling with. You might as well learn something about God and what he's doing here. David Jeremiah, he talks about how a lot of the anxiety we wrestle with, we bring it on ourselves, because what we're saying is we're having anxiety because we're not looking at the future with Jesus Christ. We're looking at the future without him. So we're going to sigh, we're going to learn, and then we're going to follow. We're going to say, God, what do you have for me? I might as well follow after you. I don't know where to go. Hey, I know some things you've asked me to do. I might as well find some certainty and uncertainty in at least doing the things that you've called me to do. And I think what that does is that brings us to a place where we can find strength in God to be able to overcome the uncertainty of fear. See, fear, I think, has power in our lives because it grips us and we feel weak because of it. And I want us to find strength in it. Bear Grylls, I was watching this survival show with my kids the other day, and Bear Grylls was talking about how he finds strength in times of difficulty when he's got to survive out in the wild. And he says he draws strength from thinking about his friends, he draws strength from thinking about his family, and he draws strength from thinking about the creator of all this. We want you in these times that are unpredictable for you to draw strength from your brothers and sisters in Christ, from other people who know God. We want you to draw strength from God himself, and that's going to give you the strength to overcome the fear that's holding you back in life. The next part of the process, so we've got the disposition as we draw it back, and we're going to anchor. We're going to find the same spot again and again. We're going to look at God and say, God, I want to believe that the promises you've said are true. So we've got a disposition reminder and we've got a promise reminder where God says to Jacob, hey, I will take you down into Egypt, but I'm going to bring you back. I've got plans for you. Really what he's saying to Jacob is, there was a promise I gave your family way back at the beginning of Genesis. I haven't forgotten about it. Jacob, I'm going to hold my word. My promise is still good, and I want you to trust in it. There is nothing to bring you strength quicker in a time of fear and give you confidence in a time of uncertainty than for you, through faith and through taking some time to study the scriptures, to say, God, what have you promised me? I would love for you in the comment section below the video to list some of the promises of God that have been so encouraging to you, just as an encouragement to one another. I'll start us out. I love when God in Hebrews says, never will I leave you and never will I forsake you. Because I love the idea of God being with us. We're going to talk about that more next time. Thank you.